Hey everyone, it's Amanda Stevens, the host of The Neutral. You guys have probably seen me do stuff like The Analyst Desk. You probably have watched my streams. Maybe you've read an article or two that I've done for Jinx.tv. Or, in the past, Slingshot Esports, PvP Live, Esports Heaven. I did stuff for Follow Esports when they became Splice. Over the years, I've done a lot of content in and around the FGC, especially in esports abroad. So why am I making this video right now? As some of you guys have noticed, for the past 3 years, I have been at EVO. I do my very best to bring you guys interesting interviews, and every year I think I kind of deliver on that. I got a pretty great sit down with Chris G after he overcame Kane Blue River and won Marvel 3, the last Marvel at... Nope, actually not the last Marvel, but, won Marvel 3 at EVO 2016. I spoke to Sonic Fox after he won Dragon Ball at EVO 2018. I spoke to Dragon when he won Injustice 2 in 2017. I was the only Problem X interview after EVO 2018 when he won Street Fighter 5. Every year I go to EVO with one goal, which is to bring the community the best interviews I can. And sure, there are a lot of other people with that goal. Now, why am I actually making this video? Well, it's a little hard out here for a freelancer in the FGC. A lot of outlets aren't particularly looking for the type of content I provide, and a lot of sites that used to have the budget, to do a couple of EVO pieces don't have that budget this year, which leaves me in a pretty awkward position. Every year, I sort of rely on EVO to provide me with finances for what I refer to as the esports dead season. So this starts around the end of November and continues through most of January. There isn't a lot of esports to cover. A lot of the leagues have stopped. Events like the International, Worlds, even Capcom Cup, they all end in the pretty early December, and then there's not a whole lot to cover for 2 to 3 months. And so EVO has always been this sort of event for me, not just a passion, but has given me financial security during the dead season. Now, this year, I'm not looking to make that much. So here's me appealing to you guys to sort of help me out here. I've experimented with using Ko-fi or Coffee, however you want to pronounce it, Ko-fi. I have a Patreon. I have a Teespring. But what I'm looking for you guys, at minimum, is helping me raise $300. Where is that money going? Well, first and foremost, at least $100 is going to my Japanese interpreter, because I have no assistance when it comes to getting things like a translator, and so that money comes out of my pocket. And previously, I was making enough at EVO that if I wanted to talk to a Japanese player, I could eat that cost. This year, I'm not. And I still want to bring you guys interviews with players. I don't want language to be a barrier between me and the content I can provide to you guys. Another 100 would hopefully be going to a Korean interpreter. I really want to talk to some of the big Korean players in the Tekken scene. They usually get passed up content-wise because Korean's not sort of a king of languages for the FGC. It is in other esports, and the FGC not so much. So I would need help getting a Korean interpreter. And then the other 100 would be I need to upgrade some of my equipment for EVO. Now, you guys are going, well, wait a second. What are we getting if we help you hit that $300? Well, I did this last year with my Patreon, and I'll be doing it again this year. For every $50 that I raise, I will do a exclusive piece of content that's not for an outlet. So similar to what I did for Red Bull Conquest, every $50 that I raise will be an exclusive piece of content for the community. Won't be for Jinx, won't be for Upcomer, won't be for any site. It'll only be for you guys, open to the public, not behind a paywall, not affiliated with a site, and everyone who donates will be a part of the credits of that interview. So there are a bunch of different ways that you guys can help. One of the things I'm working on is stretch goals. So like right now we need to get to about 300. If we get beyond 300 before we get to Evo, I'm going to be doing the neutral Evo lookbacks, where I will be having on figureheads of different gaming communities and doing episodes of the neutral that will sort of help highlight and, talk about specific communities. Like I've spoken to James Chen, so that we'll be doing stuff about Street Fighter's history at Evo. Not going too far back, but just, enough so that, we'll be talking about, past winners. Maybe, James Chen has been doing this for a while, so maybe, some stories maybe people haven't heard. I've talked to Markman about having him on for Tekken. There are some other people that I'm talking to right now to get them involved in the project. So this would be part of my stretch goals. And there's a good chance that if we get close, if we hit the 300, the Markman and the James Chen ones will probably come out regardless, just because, they're already booked. We already have discussed doing this. But for every additional $50 over 300, on top of doing exclusive content for the FGC, I will be doing other stuff. Now, the different ways that you can support is, if you look at this wonderful menu screen, is the link to my Patreon. Currently, I'm at $261 a month. If we can get me to $400, which is another $138, I will 100% guarantee 2 additional interviews, and then I will have a link to the coffee in the video description. Now, no matter what, I'll be at Evo and I'll be making content for the community. But if you guys could help me out this year, that would be amazing. I have been getting a lot of great feedback from doing the neutral. The FGC is always home. It's always been family, even when y'all clown me. But this year I could really use your help, and I don't want to have to rely on sites to do it. I want to be able to give you guys the great content you deserve, and I'm asking for help. So if you guys like what I've been doing and you guys want to see more of it, and you guys want to see more of it at Evo, just show up, help me out. Even just liking this video, sharing it, anything can help me out. And I would really appreciate just anything, If you guys can only get me $100, that's great. If you guys can get me $50, that's great. Anything to alleviate the personal costs from me to make content for you guys. Until next time, you guys should be seeing this before the 4th episode of the neutral. But until next time, go beyond, plus ultra, and peace.